All right, welcome back, everybody. Hurricane Ian, incredibly, is not done with us yet. That storm expected to make landfall again, this time today in South Carolina. Folly Beach, just 11 miles away from downtown Charleston, so real close. No stranger to these storms. It got devastating damage, or suffered devastating damage 33 years ago. That was another monster storm, Hurricane Hugo.
And we are now joined by Tim Goodwin, the mayor of Folly Beach, South Carolina. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for coming on the show. Let's just start with this. The rain is starting to pick up, we know. How is the town faring? How are you guys preparing for impact from Ian?
Well, so far we're doing very well, but as day goes on, we'll see how it goes. We are, experiencing a little bit of localized flooding in our weather station here on the island. Says we have gusts up to about 49 miles an hour off and on, so sustaining the 30-mile-an-hour range, basically. As you said, we're not very far from Charleston. We're actually closer than 11 miles because we're only about a mile away across the harbor, but 11 miles by highway. But it affects us in low-lying areas, and being an island that's only 7 miles long and about 3/4 of a mile wide at the widest point, we get flooding from either the river or the ocean. So depends on how the winds go. Where it actually makes landfall will depend on how it affects us later on today.
And listen, to folks who say, oh, you know what, it hit Florida as almost a Cat 5. It's only hitting us as a Cat 1. It won't be that bad. It can't be that bad. I'm going to ride it out. The town, the mayors and the media, they're blown out of proportion. What would you say to those folks? Because you know they're out there.
I would say to those folks, if you weren't here 33 years ago, you don't know what can happen to you. As you said earlier, Hugo hit 33 years ago, and for those of us who are here in the Charleston area, we remember what a bad time that was. The bad part for us in the Charleston area, not just Folly Beach in general, is the migration of people. So most people who live here now have never seen a real hurricane, and they don't know what can happen. But even a Category 1 hurricane, you could be without power for days. You could have a tree fall on your house. There's all kind of things that can happen to you that you don't think about, and it only happens to you. When it's really, really bad when it happens to you, and it can happen to you at any moment during these storms.
Now, a few years back, Folly Beach underwent emergency beach renourishment to restore sand loss from Hurricanes Matthew, Irma, and Florence. Get us up to speed. How endangered are your beaches now from a storm like Ian?
Well, the longer it sits off the coast, the worse it is. But, we were getting close to the trigger point for another renourishment just because of natural erosion. If you look at Folly Beach, the way we lay off of Charleston Harbor, the Charleston Harbor jetties cause a lot of unnatural erosion for us. So a storm like Ian, even if it never makes landfall at Folly Beach or never makes landfall in the Charleston area, if it takes a slow ride up the coast, then those waves and winds will really a lot of damage for erosion. More so if it was moving very fast, moved in and got out of here, it would be less. So the slower it goes and the further it goes, stays off the coast, the worse our erosion will be, and we will probably be back to emergency renourishment after the storm.
And you've had a conversation with the governor there, Henry McMaster. What did the governor tell you in terms of the state being ready to jump in for whatever your needs may be over the next couple days?
You sound like you talked to Governor McMaster. It's pretty much his message. Whatever we need, we can always call and see what we can get from the state. Of course, it's not just us; it's the whole coastline. So he has a big job, and inland, according to listening to all the news reports about a lot of rain and flash flooding probability inland. So he has a great job, bigger job than I would want.
Can you just give us a sense of the geography of Folly Island here and Folly Beach? Because you're on an island, and I'm thinking about the danger posed to Sanibel Island off of Fort Myers, which was essentially cut off from the mainland. Is there any threat, or like people getting cut off, losing power, or not being able to save people if this thing does hit with big impact?
You always have that problem when you live on a barrier island. No matter whether it's in Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, the Outer Banks. We have one causeway which has one lane in and one lane out of traffic. So that causeway gets flooded, you're cut off. It doesn't have to get completely washed out, but flooded for a few hours, you're cut off. We have 2 bridges that you have to cross to get here. They're pretty low-lying bridges, so usually they stand the storms fairly well. But you cannot count that something will not happen that will keep you locked in on the island. It could be for days. So that's another message that we try to put out there to folks, especially if you have health issues. Evacuating is not a bad thing. And we try to tell everyone, don't wait till we say you absolutely have to get off the island, because then it's too late. You're going to get stuck in traffic. You're better off to pay attention and evacuate 2 days before you think you're going to absolutely have to evacuate, just to avoid the traffic and traffic jams and trying to find a place to go to evacuate to. That is, if you're on the island, and we have emergency medical technicians and firemen and policemen and those of us who are left here to do the best we can to protect you and to help you. But, we're very limited in that resource if it comes to the point that we're actually cut off from the mainland for some period of time.
Well, we just had images on the screen a few seconds ago what happened there in Sanibel, and it's again, destruction is an understatement. We hope that Mother Nature is kinder to you. I'm sure it'll be a rough few days. No one wants any kind of storm, regardless of category, to come to their neck of the woods. So thanks for giving us a few minutes. Wishing you and all the island and the entire Charleston area all the best to get through this storm. You're another storm-tested state. Hopefully this is a minor test and nothing more. Mayor Tim Goodwin, Mayor of Folly Beach, South Carolina. Good luck. Thanks for your time, and we'll talk again.
Thank you.